Sauerbrunn lays it off. It's intercepted by Carney, and Farmingdale is the Long Island champions for the first time.
And I'm just so impressed with the cradles that these Longwood wrestlers are throwing from every position on the mat. That is a pin, that is a shock, and that is the match as far as I'm concerned, Walt Fowler.
And here's Connectquart on a break. That's number 19, Benedetto breaking in. He shoots, he scores! And Connectquart, look at that. Oh, the bench is going crazy.
Fortune stealing it from Spells. Oh, that's like a dream.
The Canes look to remain undefeated. The Cats would love nothing better than to knock them off. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network Game of the Week. Today we come to you from Shoreham Wading River High School, where the hometown Wildcats get set to take on the undefeated Westhampton Hurricanes. This a League 6 matchup. I'm Walt Feller along with Frank Mulzoff. And Frank, we saw Westhampton last year, Class B champs. This year they're looking to lock up a league title.
Well, on paper, only thing that can hold them back is overconfidence. But I'm sure Richie Race is an old veteran. He's not going to let them sit back on their laurels.
As far as Shoreham Wading River is concerned, this, in a sense, is their playoff game. They are not postseason bound. The best they can finish is 6-6. But what this means to them, boy, wouldn't we love to be the guys who knock off number one?
Yes, and it's a perfect setup because tonight is also the night they're honoring their seniors, so the adrenaline is even flowing more in addition to the competition. And Bob Wolf has told us we have nothing to lose. And of course, there's those sophomores are looking up and at this game and also at the seniors, so they'll look forward to it. They're a scrappy bunch, and it's going to be one heck of a fight.
This is the last home game for Shoreham. Let's talk about key players, fellow we saw last year. Westhampton, number 44, all-county material, Pete Donahue.
This young man doesn't get enough press. Why? Well, where is Westhampton? You think of West End, you think of beaches. You don't think
it's
of
out there somewhere.
Yeah, you think of basketball players only in the West End. But I'm telling you, when the playoffs come, mark the East End. This young man can do it all. He's an all-round player. He's very smart, very intelligent. He can play inside and outside, has a good perimeter shot. I like him.
Maybe no all-county player for Shoreham Wading River, but definitely an up-and-comer, Dennis Ryan.
Oh, I like this kid. He's a tough little Irishman, and he's lefty. You know what that advantage is? Playing against right-handers, you don't know. The only problem he's got to do is control his enthusiasm. He's got great penetration. He's got a nice jump shot. Control a little bit. He wants to do it all himself, but he's got a great future.
Got a couple of people in this gym need to control their enthusiasm a little. Listen, probably all week long you've been shoveling snow and getting your car out of all sorts of snow piles. Well, relax, forget about all that. We'll let Westhampton and Shoreham heat it up. You're watching Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network on Cablevision's Long Island 1.
They're courteous, they're quick. When you have children, they really take care of you.
If someone has a sick child, Jeff does it immediately, no waiting.
On New Year's Day. And he had the chicken pox, and this was the only place that was open.
We're open 363 days of the year. Rain, snow, everything. We're here.
It's family-oriented, especially for prescriptions.
It's the customer, the customer, the customer, the customer. Take care of the customer. That's it.
Whenever I had an injury, I just go to Steve Worth and the Long Island Sports Rehab.
Steve Worth, physical therapist of the New York Islanders, has been providing orthopedic and sports physical therapy to Long Islanders for 20 years. With his professional staff utilizing state-of-the-art equipment, Long Island Sports and Rehab provides the best personal care for all your orthopedic needs. With 2 convenient locations, Long Island Sports and Rehab gets you back in action.
Join me and my team at Long Island Sports and Rehab.
And we are back at Shoreham Wading River High School in Shoreham, New York. This is, of course, the coach's report. And Richie Race, in his 3rd year at Westhampton Beach, coach last year. What a year, the BCD Championship. You personally, coach of the year. You come in this year undefeated. It's still going in the right direction for you guys.
Yeah, well, last year we were the underdog. This year we're the favorite. So it's 2 different roles, but we're having fun both ways. You know, it's fun being the underdog. It's fun being the target for everybody right now.
When you look at basketball these days, everybody wants to talk about defense. Last year, you guys were number 2 in Suffolk County in defense. This year, you've taken it a whole step further. Number 1 in Long Island on defense. You guys really get after it.
Yeah. Last year, we played man-to-man. This year, we're mixing it man-to-man. and we press half court, and 2/3.
I think every team wants to talk about some of that extra man they got up in the stands. You guys got the hoop troop. I don't think there's anybody better than them guys.
We got the best fans on Long Island. They go to every gym that we play at, and some gyms they even take it over, and we feel like we're the home team sometimes.
You let them know Frank Molzoff is available to speak at any pep rally they want him to.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, Richie.
Okay.
And the head coach of Shoreham Wading River is Bob Wolf. Bob, you're in your second year. And you know, with a high school team, everybody faces the big G, graduation. You lost 5 starters from a year ago, and the team has gone with the youth movement.
Yes, and we didn't have much choice. We had no height, so we had to bring up some of our sophomores. We had one sophomore, Dennis, who played for us last year. He was like our 6th or 7th man, so he's our only experienced player.
How do you frame this game up tonight? Obviously, the playoffs, you guys are out of the playoff picture. Do you look at this game and say, hey, Westhampton Beach coming into our place undefeated, let's go get one?
Exactly, and we have nothing to lose. We have nothing to be nervous about. It's our last home game for the 3 seniors, so they're going to play. And we're just going to come out and fire them up and hope we play some good defense.
A little bit more about Dennis Ryan. You look at him, a sophomore, averaging 21 points per game. He has really emerged.
Yeah, we sort of spoon-fed him last year. He started behind an all-county point guard, Billy McBrien, and that was real helpful for him to see what Billy could do. And now he's coming into his own. He's your typical gym rat. He spends hours and hours in the gym every day. He put on 20 pounds of muscle by lifting weights. So we're real happy with what he's done so far.
All right, Coach, go get him. Okay, good luck to you. Bob Wolf, the head coach of Shoreham Wading River. We're not done here yet. When we come back, Walt Fowler, Frank Molzoff standing by to start today's game.
Great store, clean, neat, and the sales help is wonderful, especially the pharmacists.
It's a beautiful store. It's a beautiful store.
It's a great store. I just like the store, period.
I'm a tough customer. The prices are great. You can get in and out in 5 minutes.
Keep it up. The prices are great.
You got a fine store. Keep up the good work.
Is there a Mr. Genevieve? Yes.
And we've been trying to service the customer this way for 70 years next year.
A dozen eggs. Make that 11. A dozen donuts, plus one's a baker's dozen. A dozen pair of sneakers, plus one free. That's the Athlete's Foot family plan. When a family buys 12 pairs, earn 1 pair free. No time limit, no cards to carry, and no cost. Any footwear, including cleats, count toward your dozen. Choose from all the top brands, Nike, Reebok, Fila, LA Gear, and check out our exciting lines from No Fear and Starter. Put your best foot forward at the Athlete's Foot, the best service and selection known to feed.
You see the Wildcat at center court as we get set for this League 6 matchup. Shoreham Wading River comes into today's game 4-6 in league play. Westhampton 10-0, 16-0 overall. There you see the big green machine of 1994.
Well, as you can see from the keys, the first is they've got to guard against overconfidence, taking Shoreham lightly. With all adrenaline flowing, it would be very dangerous. You know that they're going to attack. They're going to come with all kinds of pressure. Westhampton should be able to handle it, but can't get careless with the ball or take poor shots in their shot selection. And, of course, control the tempo and the rhythm of the game. Play your game. They've got enough weapons to play a good half court. No need to go crazy. Now on the other side, let's take a look at the Wildcats. They got to push it. I think they have to play an open game. I don't think they can play half court. Westhampton has got too tough a D at half court. Second of all, no second shots. Got to be boxing out Hubbard and Ford and, of course, Donahue. And, of course, go for it. What does that mean? Pull out all your tricks, coach. Let's go to press half court. Let's go full court. Pull it all out and give it your best.
This is the time to do it, Frank. They've got nothing to lose, so why not? Try all the wrinkles you have in the bag. There you see the starting lineups along with Pete Donahue on the left. Keep an eye on Kevin Hubbard and Tyrone Ford. Rich Ray says maybe the best defensive player he's ever coached. For Shoreham Wading River, along with Dennis Ryan, 3 seniors will be starting. There you see Rob Seville up top getting his first start of the season, but this being the last home game, head coach Bob Wolf wanted to start the seniors. Seville along with Colleran and Dave Birdie. 2 teams being introduced. You look at the record for Westhampton. try to find a close game in there. There really isn't one as far as league play is concerned. Asked Rich Race, which team gave you the toughest? Well, he said Miller Place gave him a tough game, and Miller Place actually still has a chance at sharing the league title with Westhampton. However, Hurricanes win today, they can lock it up. But Shoreham Wading River, their season, 4 wins, Bayport, Mount Sinai, Miller Place, and Sayville. Sayville, their most recent win. Against Westhampton, though, you see in the middle of your screen, the first time these guys went around, Westhampton led from start to finish, winning by 33. Let's now go to center court for our national anthem. Frank, a couple of faces in that crowd looks familiar. The Hoop Troop.
You remember that for the playoffs? Oh, God.
Andrea Bloom doing the job for Shoreham Wading River with the national anthem. Today's game brought to you by Genevieve's Drugstores, 50 locations on Long Island. Genevieve's Drugstores will take good care of you. Today's game also brought to you by the Athlete's Foot. 8 stores across Long Island. Nobody but nobody knows the Athlete's Foot like the Athlete's Foot. Crazy week, Frank. Long Islanders buried under about 10 inches of snow, then ice, now freezing cold temperatures. I think everybody's just happy to be indoors. Let's have some fun. Let's forget about what happened this week, and let's think basketball.
Well, they did a great job on the roads out here, so everybody with cabin fever has a chance to come out and see a great game tonight.
Out here being off the William Floyd Parkway in 25A. Donahue put up the first shot of the game and immediately was fouled. Pete Donahue comes in, averaging 18 a game, leading the Hurricanes in scoring. Our referees today, you got a quick look at Al Conforti working the game along with Kevin Wolford. Inside, this is Hubbard. Hubbard muscles and gets the Hurricanes on the board. Kevin Hubbard, we saw last year, Frank, at 6'5". Looks like he may have grown an inch or two.
Well, he has, but that was a beautiful set play. Good screen, good bounce pass, and he was just too strong for the man playing.
Stolen away, Donahue. Canes with the best defense in the league on the transition. Tyrone Ford lighted up. 6'1" junior.
Here comes that half-court trap. 1-3-1. Quick hand.
Hurricanes just like to blanket you. Wildcats being patient. Half a hook by Rob Seville. Bounces out. Donahue down court. Lamar Holman. Shadowed by Ryan. Inside, Hubbard. Hubbard went up over Seville, cleaning the glass. Kevin Williams for Shoreham Wading River.
That's what I was talking about, a great half-court game. They have all the tools. There was a 5-inch difference between Hubbard and Seville. Going inside.
Williams can't get it to fall down the other end. Donahue wants to go around. Williams swings it inside.
Well, Seville's got the strength, but he's got to beat the cut to position. He's got to go to the spot. Go to the spot, then Hubbard has to come out further in the spot, and you're getting him away from the basket. You got to beat him to the spot on defense.
Rob Seville, 6'2" senior, first start of the season. Has his work cut out for him. Seville guarding Hubbard, giving away 3 inches in the paint. Ford.
Well,
Lamar Holman, guarded by Ryan.
Shoreham Wading River trying to man-to-man, but I'm sure they'll change it. There's Hubbard. He's going to have a field day today if he doesn't get some help.
Hubbard with 4 of Westhampton's 6 points. Wildcats still looking to break the ice. Along the baseline, inside Seville. Good job by Kevin Colleran feeding Seville.
You got it. He penetrated along the baseline. The defense went to double team on a beautiful bounce pass. Ah, my favorite pass, the bounce pass. Notice how disciplined they are, Walt. They don't have anything. They'll come out and set up their half court. They know they got the tools. They've got the players to run a good half court offense.
Brock Munch goes around Colleran. Munch did everything but drop it in.
Oh, he was like a shot out of the cannon. He took that first big step.
Kane's got a hand on it. Hubbard pointing down the other end. Green ball.
Well, there's another turnover in that half-court press. So the Hurricanes are using it whether they score or miss.
First 2+ minutes, and you're seeing why. Westhampton is undefeated. Donahue to the hole. Left hand.
Well, he took it to the left hand because his defensive man was trailing the right hand. And he knew if he went up with the right, he might have been blocked, so he switched to the left hand.
With that basket, Pete Donahue has become Westhampton's all-time leading scorer, 1,124 points, breaking the record set by Greg Clark. He was tied coming into today's game. On the follow, dropping it in, Rob Seville. Seville with all 4. Shoreham Wading River points.
Well, Westhampton was just standing around that time. What a beautiful screen.
Donahue pulls up for the 3, cleared by Williams. Down come the Cats. Ryan goes around Ford, kicks it in the corner. Colleran walks it back out. Cross-court pass.
Dangerous.
Brock got a hand on it. Brock Munch, but it's picked up inside Seville. Clean by Hubbard. Haynes down court. Ford swings it back to Lamar Holman. Williams doing a good job on the defensive boards.
He certainly is. He's got 3 rebounds already. He's doing a fine job.
Kevin Williams, the 5'11" junior.
All right, we got a little switch here on this press now. He has a 2-3 press, and he has the 2 men out front, the 2 quickest players who will trap the ball, and he's playing a triangle underneath. Unique.
Tied up in the corner. Verdi gets it back out to Ryan. Ryan for 3. Fighting for the loose ball. Kevin Williams comes up with it. That was Ryan's first shot. In the corner, Colleran buries it. The 5'11" senior, Kevin Colleran.
I tell you, it's a scrappy bunch. You're going to have to earn every basket. I'm surprised that they're playing man-to-man, but they're doing very well.
Colleran's 3-pointer pulls the Cats within 1.
That's the swarming defense. That's great help on that one.
Picked up by Dave Verdi. Tied up at half court. Swings it over to Ryan. Ryan up and over. Kevin Hubbard fingered for the foul. Try to pick up the charge.
Dennis was just too quick for both Donahue and Hubbard. We're on both.
3 minutes remain, first quarter. Westhampton leading by a point.
Excellent. He beat Donahue and, of course, Hubbard, too, but Hubbard was slow moving over. He was just a little too quick, and it was a block and not a charge.
Make that free throw number 100 on the season for Dennis Ryan, second in the county behind Rob Hodgson. Hodgson with 140. Ryan knocks them both down. Cats have their first lead, 9-8. Donahue, shadowed by Williams. Donahue wants the baseline. Kevin Williams says no way. Kicks it out. Hubbard. Donahue hitting the offensive board. Pete Donahue hands the lead back to the Canes. 10-9.
Well, Shoreham Rating River got Westhampton to do what they didn't want to do. Hubbard taking outside jump shots. But unfortunately, they didn't block out. Pete Donahue went in and scored a rebound.
Colleran's got the touch, Frank.
Hey, the adrenaline's flowing, Walt. I tell you, it's a senior.
A pair of three-pointers. Kevin Colleran.
His last home game, Walt.
Lead goes back to Shoreham, 12-10. Brock Munch. Donahue right there. A fourth inside and out. Pete Donahue ties the game at 12.
Well, one of the key things we said before the game, we can't give him second shots, and they did. Donahue's got 2 rebounds already, 2 rebound baskets.
Along the baseline, tied up Dave Verdi, trying to get around Brock Munch. Goes off Verdi's foot. Frank, you blink and you see green shirts in front of you. The Hoop Troop.
The Hoop Troop.
A.K.A. Jimmy Cavallo Fan Club.
Yes, I think
Chance
they love
of
him.
Jimmy, before the game.
They love him. They love him. That's great. I think it's great for the sport.
Out of the pack. Kevin Colleran.
Another bad shot.
To the hole. Colleran won't fall in and out. That was 3/4 down, rolled out.
Well, Holloman took another bad shot. If you watch his jump shot, his feet were so wide apart, he didn't have the balance, and that's what Shoreham Wading River is doing to them. Westhampton has got to get control, the rhythm of the game. They got too much material.
With every basket, Wildcats' confidence grows. They'll become more aggressive. We saw Colleran hit the 2 outside shots last time, went straight to the hoop. Brock Munch, stolen away, quick hands, Dave Verdi.
Picked his pocket, and he picks it back. Oh, underneath.
Pulls up.
Oh, this is the type of game I tell you they need. Wide open.
Pinball transition. You got it, I got it, you got it, I got it. Let me put it in. Cats lead by a deuce.
Ryan is doing an excellent job on Holloman. He's really playing him tough. Really playing it tough. Oh, off the screen.
Hubbard over Williams through the foul.
Now that's what I mean by half-court offense. You see, they had great screens. They take their time. They come off a screen. They're going to get a basket or a foul. They don't need to run wild, Walt.
At the line, 6'5" senior Kevin Hubbard. All-league last year as a junior. 3rd year on the varsity. His high this season, 28 against Bayport. You look at Westhampton. Number one, they're known for their defense. Frank, scoring, yes, Donahue does lead the team with 18, but other guys can get it done. Hubbard, we mentioned 28 against Bayport. Donahue had 27 against Stony Brook. Tyrone Ford, 26 against Rocky Point. They all, at some time or another, can light it up.
Well, that's because the coach has designed the offense that way, to give everybody a share of the action. And that's good. That's team play. That keeps everybody happy, and it's effective.
Hubbard's 2 freebies tied the game at 14.
Can't stop one player on Westhampton.
Ryan tried to squeeze it in between 2 Hurricanes for Dave Verdi. Went off the leg, I believe, of Pete Donahue.
He keeps that ball nice and low, Walt. It's tough to take it away. And he's lefty.
Hard to believe Dennis Ryan put on 20 pounds. Another steal for the Canes. Holman to Ford. He had Donahue on the wing. Takes it himself right there with the follow. Pete Donahue.
3 rebound baskets.
Donahue has owned the lane in the first quarter. Ryan throws up a prayer at the first quarter buzzer. Hurricanes lead. Cats, though, hanging tough.
They're courteous, they're quick. When you have children, they really take care of you.
If someone has a sick child, Jeff does it immediately, no waiting.
On New Year's Day. And he had the chicken pox, and this was the only place that was open.
We're open the 363 days of the year. Rain, snow, everything. We're here.
It's family-oriented, especially for prescriptions.
It's the customer, the customer, the customer, the customer. Take care of the customer. That's it. A dozen eggs. Make that 11. A dozen donuts, plus one's a baker's dozen. A dozen pair of sneakers, plus one free. That's the Athlete's Foot family plan. When a family buys 12 pairs, earn one pair free. No time limit, no cards to carry, and no cost. Any footwear, including cleats, count toward your dozen. Choose from all the top brands, Nike, Reebok, Fila, LA Gear, and check out our exciting lines from No Fear and Starter. Put your best foot forward at the Athlete's Foot, the best service and selection known to feed.
Shoreham looked good in the first quarter. If they put a body on Donahue, they might be leading.
They will. They have to. Very definitely. Kevin Williams has got to keep him off the hoop. Keep him away from the basket. Well, of course, that's a fundamental part of the game. Very smart. Again, it's still man-to-man. Very smart. Westhampton brought the ball out. They brought the ball up quick. Didn't have anything. Coming out, running a play, running their offense.
Hubbard feeds inside. Lamar Holman.
Great team play, Walt. Great team play. They're looking for each other. He could have taken that shot.
Holman kicks the lead up to 4. Ryan for 3. Rings around and falls. Dennis Ryan came in with 43 three-pointers on the season.
To beat the press, you get the ball in the middle. The man in the middle now has 360 degrees to pass the ball, either side, underneath, everything. And that time he passed it to Dennis Ryan, and it was a nice three-point shot.
Shoreham 3 for 4 from downtown. Ryan with the 3, Colleran with the pair. Rich Grace, what kind of job has he done? Check out these numbers. Last 34 games, 32 and 2, 4 years. We're talking now Westhampton and also Eastport, 64 and 13. His teams over the last 4 years. Not a bad record.
Not a bad record at all. And he's learned from the masters. If you talk to him, he'll tell you he's learned from some of the great coaches, and he is a real, we call him a gym rat. What do you call a coach? He's a gym rat also.
Holman hit the first. Couldn't get the second to fall. 19-17. Cats looking to tie it up. Ryan. Quick hands. Lamar Holman down for Tyrone Ford. Frank, the quickness of Westhampton.
They're quick,
is evident.
and they also have good height. Can jump, leap.
Ryan with an arc.
Got a piece of it.
Rock Munch crosses midcourt.
Now they'll set up and work for a good basket. Screen inside, down low.
Ryan averaging 21 a game. Starting slow, 1 of 3.
A motion offense. There's a screen. Patience.
Hubbard saw the lane, walks right in, but blows the gimme. 4-point Westhampton lead. Colleran.
Ford and Holloman are tireless. They are running in that backcourt, following the ball. They're doubling the ball. Tireless.
Ryan says, all right, come outside and get me, and we'll see if we can't open up the middle. Tied up, driving to the hoop, Dave Birdie. Foul is on Rock Munch. His first. Munch, a transfer from Center Moriches.
There's that pass again into the middle. And that's what the guard, Birdie, when he brings the ball up, has to look. Bounce pass underneath the arms of the pressers. Fake a pass, then pass. Fake pass.
Jake Reeves now into the game for Shoreham Wading River with the inbound pass.
Well, there's nobody in the middle, and they're going to get hurt.
Ryan, that's his spot, Frank.
Yes, it is.
2 threes for Dennis Ryan. Again, pulls the Wildcats within a point. Charlie Majeski also on the floor for Shoreham Wading River. Donahue over Majeski, and on the follow, Brock Munch. Jermaine Holman, younger brother of Lamar, came down with the ball initially. Possession belongs to Westhampton.
Well, that was that swarming defense. They were out-rebounded, but everybody went to the ball.
Bob Wolf, his second-year varsity coach, was at Miller Place. Before Miller Place, he was an assistant here at Shoreham Wading River. Coached the JV here in 7th and 8th grade. Timeout on the floor. Westhampton leading by a point, 21-20.
Dribble, penetrate. Look to throw a bounce pass as you're dribbling at them. The guy has to come. You have to come to the box. All right. Same thing. Ball's in the other corner. Say Kevin's dribbling at the foul line. You guys got to look to duck on a box. You have to look to roll. As the ball goes to the corner, you have to roll down. We look to throw it in, and we replace that. Right? We're in triangle. Right? But they're making us stay spread out. You two guys have to stay wide when Dennis brings it down. When he gets to you, he's going to cut through the middle. Look, he's replacing you. You go and replace him. You look to dump it to him.
The words of Bob Wolf has his work cut out for him. Last year, his team was 15-5. You heard him speak with Jimmy Cavallo in the pregame about all the seniors he lost from last year's squad. 5 seniors. Goes with a much younger squad. There you see the man doing it for him, though, Dennis Ryan. 3-pointers. He's got 43 on the season coming into tonight. He's already hit 2. He's got a chance at the record for sophomores. Talk more about that, but right now Kevin Hubbard drops it in. 23-20 Westhampton.
Well, they have an excellent screen down low, and it's working time and time again. There's no switch. You have to do the stuff that is switch. Now, Hubbard just, if he gets the ball down low, he's just tall, 2 or 3 inches taller, and he's going to have a field day. Westhampton is all inside, Coach. If you look at the shot chart, you'll find they're getting all their baskets inside. No perimeter game. I think you got to make them take that perimeter game.
Lamar Holman with the quick hands. Colleran, though, comes back up with it. Kevin Colleran bangs right into Donahue. No call. Out of the pack, Tyrone Ford wants to go over Verdi. Verdi with the quick hands. Quickness on both sides of the court. Second time we've seen Verdi give a quick flick, knock the ball away.
Tyrone tried to give a hoop-de-doo move here, but he didn't get a time to get it off.
On the follow, Tyrone Ford.
He went up high for that one.
Went up high and used the glass.
Again, no box out. Nobody on him. Nobody leaning on him.
Westhampton out-rebounding Shoreham Wading River 12-6.
5 of those for baskets.
.348 remaining. 5-point Westhampton lead. 25-20. Donahue feeds in the middle. Kevin Hubbard. Donahue guarded by Charlie Majeski. Majeski got a hand on it. Hubbard. Canes being very, very deliberate.
Good defense, though. Good defense. They're putting pressure on the ball. Good D. Right up, chest to chest. Majeski.
Inside. Quick hands, Ryan. Cats keep it alive. Excellent defensive effort by Shoreham Wading River.
Tremendous help defense on that.
Kept the intensity up. Westhampton waited for the Cats to crack. Didn't happen.
All right, it's a box and one. They're playing Ryan man-to-man, and the other 4 players of Westhampton are playing zone.
One of the problems for Shoreham Wading River, Ryan's had an excellent season. They've needed someone else to step up. Hasn't happened. Bob Wolf says the main problem, we get off good shots. We just don't drop them. Trying to drop this one, Dave Verdi. We'll show you we can drop them, Coach.
Well, what happened too, you're taking Tyrone off the front, which is with his quickness, and you're making him, you're losing him completely when you play this box of one. So that time Verdi was able to penetrate. And again, that's what the coach said in the timeout. If you listen, he said, penetrate with the ball, look the dish off, or take the shot. Oh, there's Hubbard inside again.
Hubbard. Oh. Second time he's missed from right below. Donahue outside. Majeski shadowing Donahue. All over Pete Donahue like a blanket. Rock Munch pulls up. Hubbard right there.
Difference in the game. We keep saying it, Walt. Rebounds.
Not only is Westhampton getting the offensive glass, they're doing it in the same spot on the right side. Hubbard and Donahue have owned that area tonight. 5-point Westhampton lead, 27-22.
See, the other thing about Westhampton, they know that their second responsibility is go to the boards.
Colleran!
He's hot. The adrenaline's still flowing for that senior.
Kevin Colleran rings home a three, his third. 3 of 3 from three-point range. Oh! Off the glass and the foul. Lamar Holman.
With a bump, too. With a bump.
6'2" junior. All league last year, averaging 12 a game, 5 assists a game.
Holloman does a great job with the ball, handles it well. He's going to swing back, go to the right. He's going to get some help from Majeski, and he got his bump, and that's what put it in, the extra bump. Dennis Ryan did a nice job guarding him, but the extra bump made it.
Someone should have bumped him at the foul line.
There you go.
29-25, less than a minute remains, first half. Frank, it's virtually automatic that Lamar Holman is going to get any pass that crosses his lane. Get a hand on it at least.
Right, great anticipation, and of course, great hands, and his arms are fairly long. Take a look at him. He got down to his knees. He stretched them out. Great hands.
Call goes against Shoreham Wading River.
A little pushing around underneath.
Illegal screen against the Wildcats.
When you set your screens, you have to keep your hands to yourself. You cannot move, or you can't use your hands to block the player.
Illegal screen called on Jake Reeves.
They were trying to set a screen for Dennis Ryan on, of course, Tyrone Ford, because he's being played man-to-man by Tyrone Ford.
Holman cold at the line. Walking it down, Kevin Colleran. There it is. Automatic. You may as well look the other way. When Lamar Holman is in front of you, don't try to pass it left. We'll see what he does when you go with a right entry pass. But on the left side, he steps in, knocks it away each and every time.
Well, you got to look the other way, and you got to fake before you pass. Fake and then pass. Fake and pass. That's a drill that you must do every single day. Fake and pass.
Cats playing for the last shot. Verdi near center court. Down to 12. Baseline. Pulling up. Jake Reeves gets it to drop. Excuse me, Charlie Majeski.
Majeski,
the sophomore, with the steal. Majeski inside. They can tie it at the buzzer.
Oh!
Ho-ho!
Hey, what did we tell you before the game? Perfect setting for an upset.
They charge into the locker room. Shoreham Wading River, look at them go. 4 points in 4 seconds has tied this game at the break.
Someone open the door, Coach. I hope
Wildcats
so.
looking to knock off the undefeated Hurricanes. We are tied. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network on Cablevision's Long Island 1.
It's the total college experience that makes Hofstra University the one to choose. Hofstra University. Call 516-HOFSTRA.
I was a medium-level student in high school. When I went to BOCES, all of a sudden I became an A-level student. And for the first time, I enjoyed learning. Who would have thought that I'd be traveling around the world, servicing equipment, teaching people about leading-edge technology? going to a nuclear power plant, submarines. The education that I got at BOCES is really the basis for the career that I have today.
BOCES Tech Centers, the power to succeed. A dozen eggs. Make that 11. A dozen donuts, plus one's a baker's dozen. A dozen pair of sneakers, plus one free. That's the Athlete's Foot family plan. When a family buys 12 pairs, earn one pair free. No time limit, no cards to carry, and no cost. Any footwear, including cleats, count toward your dozen. Choose from all the top brands, Nike, Reebok, Fila, LA Gear, and check out our exciting lines from No Fear and Starter. Put your best foot forward at the Athlete's Foot, the best service and selection known to beat.
Halftime at Shoreham Wading River High School. Wildcats and Westhampton Hurricanes all tied at 29. Very possibly the best first half we've had of the season. Now it's center court. The Wildcats cheerleading squad. Check them out. Center court, that's the way Frank warms up for a game.
You got it.
This morning, 8 o'clock
20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Shoreham Wading River cheerleaders. Frank, you're going to love this.
Yes.
Long Island sports fans, get ready. Your chance to express your opinion. Cast your vote in our viewer response poll. This week's question, who do you think are the top 3 high school hoopsters on Long Island? And we want to know why. And you can cast your vote and give your reason by calling that number you see right at the center of your screen, 348-0545. If your call's not answered after 2 rings, it means all incoming lines are in use. Simply try again. We'll be conducting the poll throughout the through Sunday, February 13th. Let me get that straight. Okay? We'll have results of our viewer response poll plus a sampling of your comments on Cablevision's High School Sports Night the week of February 14th. Now, the results of the poll will be based entirely on calls to the viewer response hotline. So get on that phone now or after the game. Wait till we're finished. Get on after the game. Cast your vote for the top 3 high school basketball players on Long Island. Tell us why, along with any comments you have regarding Cablevision's Long Island 1. Frank, I want to get your thoughts about that when we enter the second half right now. Timeout on the floor, tied at 29. Shoreham, Wading River, and Westhampton.
Great store, clean, neat, and the sales help is wonderful, especially the pharmacists.
It's a beautiful store. It's a beautiful store.
He's a great store. I just like the store, period.
I'm a tough customer. The prices are great. You can get in and out in 5 minutes.
Keep it up. The prices are great.
You got a fine store. Keep up the good work.
Is there a Mr. Genevieve? Yes.
And we've been trying to service the customer this way for 70 years next year.
Seems to me there's so much to do here, and that translates into so many things to cover.
When I talk about composing a scene, it means that you have to have a plan.
Here now is a list of upcoming community events taking place not far from where you live. All right, well, good luck Saturday, John, and congratulations on your big win this past weekend.
Thank you very much.
And denominators, 3 times 3 is 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Gail. Bye-bye.
There's so much going on, and I think anybody who lives out here will know that.
Halftime rolling on at Shoreham Wading River High School. What a close to the second quarter we had there. 4 points in 4 seconds as this game all knotted up at 29. Now, a couple minutes ago, I was able to peek into both locker rooms to get a word. And for Bob Wolf, well, he was very happy. He came in this game a huge underdog. His team really stepped up defensively. They were extremely happy with the way the defense played in this game. He said, fellas, let's stick to the fundamentals. They can come in here and dunk all they want. He told his guys, these guys love to dunk. That's only worth 2 points, guys. He said, let's stick to the fundamentals. Let them try and run up the score and do what they want. We're in this game to win. And basically just keep the patience. Very patient. We've tied the game up. We're right there. Let's play good ball, and we can win this game. Over on the other side, Richie Race, he felt simply they were out-hustled here in the first half. He knows Shoreham Wading River was all over the court. He wants to see a lot more of that from his team in the second half. And actually, he thought he was out-rebounded. Not in numbers, but Richie Race feels like his team should dominate the rebounding. And finally, he told his guys, don't blow the whole season here. Let's go back over to Walt Fowler in a couple minutes. But first, take a short break. When we come back, the second half.
A dozen eggs. Make that 11. A dozen donuts, plus one's a baker's dozen. A dozen pair of sneakers, plus 1 free. That's the Athlete's Foot family plan. When a family buys 12 pairs, earn 1 pair free. No time limit, no cards to carry, and no cost. Any footwear, including cleats, count toward your dozen. Choose from all the top brands, Nike, Reebok, Fila, LA Gear, and check out our exciting lines from No Fear and Starter. Put your best foot forward at the Athlete's Foot, the best service and selection known to feed.
Second half underway. Shoreham Wading River High School Wildcats. Very impressive in the first half. Tied at 29. Shoreham came in 4-6 in league play, going up against the Big Green Machine.
I like what Westhampton coach Richie Race has done. He said, guys, you've been sitting back in your haunches there at first half. I'm going to go out. We're going to go out and get him. So he played man-to-man. He's not going to let them sit back and play in that lazy zone. And they're out there playing tough D right now. That's serious now,
Speaking of playing tough D, Frank, what about the job Charlie Majeski did in the second quarter on Pete Donahue?
That's been his job this season, is to come off the bench, and he was right in his face. And of course, he made the steal, he made a basket at the end, put him right back in the game. The last 4 points were all responsible to Charlie.
Donahue, 8 points first quarter. Second quarter, zip. Inside, smacked away, Kevin Hubbard. Hubbard eliminates the shot by Kevin Williams.
Great timing, great anticipation, no foul, not even close to being a foul.
As the man doing the defensive job on Donahue, Charlie Majeski. Keep an eye on him as the game unfolds. Kevin Colleran. Over to Majeski.
Oh, he just moved out of the play.
Majeski threw it right. Kevin Williams went left. Donahue down the other end off the dribble. Pete Donahue drains it. Westhampton up by 2, 31-29.
That was too easy. Cannot give them the ball that easy.
Majeski goes past Lamar Holman. Got Holman to go off his feet with a fake.
Excellent move. Excellent fake. Excellent move. This is a fine-looking sophomore.
By the way, a couple. Dennis Ryan.
Did I tell you I have a Polish background, and this young man is Polish. I think we're coming back.
Waiting for an ethnic background you don't touch by the end of the game. Dennis Ryan, Charlie Majeski.
Boy, he looks so calm out there. I mean, he's a sophomore. He should be playing JV, and he's out here.
He's having fun.
He's playing one of the best players in the county.
These guys raced into the locker room after they tied the game on Majewski's basket. They were back out what seemed to be 2 minutes later. They couldn't wait to get back on the court. You'd think he'd be nervous, a sophomore playing an undefeated team. Not so. Game tied at 31.
Ooh, what can you say, Coach? I don't know what you can say.
You know, Frank, this scenario is similar to a game we did here a few years ago when Shoreham Wading River locked up their league championship. They were undefeated. They were 11-0. They had 1 game remaining, played Riverhead, lost that, their last game of the league season. Westhampton has 2 to go, but right now they're in trouble as far as being undefeated. However, hitting the jumper from the baseline, Kevin Hubbard.
Well, he was double-teamed, but again, his height advantage. Great concentration on the rim. He didn't let anybody bother him. He went up nicely and followed through. That was very nice. Great feed, too, by the guard. I love that. When the guard feeds it perfectly, he had his hand up, he hit the target, turned around, a nice jump shot.
The gym rat brings it down. Ryan feeds Majewski. John DeMarco has checked into the game for Westhampton. Up and over, Colleran on the follow, smacked away Hubbard. Hubbard with 2 rejections in the second half. Fighting for it, Munch came down with it, but it was stolen away. Brock Munch finally clears it to Donahue. 1-on-3, Donahue. Drops it inside, Hubbard. Soft touch, gets the roll.
Excellent play. Did you see that? The whole play. You have to see the whole play. It was a great shot and everything else, but what a great feed. He put his hand up, and Donahue hit the hand. And that's the way a guard is supposed to play a game. All right. Watch the way he stops, sets up. Now, Hubbard will get in the pivot. Puts the hand up. He hits the target. That's why the hand is up. Excellent pass. Now, on the defense, there was no help. No help from the weak side, and no pressure on Donahue. You got to pressure. When he picks the ball up, you got to pressure Donahue.
In the locker room at halftime, Bob Wolf and Shoreham Wading River concerned with all the positioning Hubbard was getting. And he continues to do the same here in the second half. 5-point Westhampton lead, 36-31. Colleran hit 3 of 3 in the first half.
Hey, he's got to keep trying. He's hot. It may be one of his great nights.
John DeMarco. Haynes back up point guard. Inside, Pete Donahue gets his own rebound.
Now you see the half-court game of Westhampton. Donahue can go inside. This time he went inside and, of course, used his height advantage over Majewski. Gotcha.
Off. As in, all's off.
You got it. My mother's name was Malinowski.
Baby hook. Oh. Drops in. Kevin Hubbard showing all sorts of moves inside. Scoring right, scoring left, and sometimes over the top.
He's got to get help. Guard has got to drop back, and they've got to really swarm when the ball goes inside. Make him throw it out and get beaten by a perimeter shot outside.
Shoreham did the job shutting down Donahue in the second quarter. Westhampton responding. Kevin Hubbard stepping up. Donahue cleans the glass.
That was a great penetration by Ryan. He dished off, but Shoreham Wading River unable to finish the job.
22 on 22. Ryan guarding DeMarco. Holman dumps it inside. Donahue. Turn around, Jay.
Again, another perfect setup. Beautiful pass again. And, of course, Donahue getting position inside.
Got position. Frank got a good look, too. Turned around. Dropped it in. Pete Donahue. Suddenly, Westhampton has a 9-point lead, 40-31.
Well, Walt, they came out serious out of the locker room. They look like they've been chewed out.
Charlie, you're an elbow, and he's at an elbow. Step out, screen down. He goes to a wingman, all right? You look to see if you can get it inside if you don't have the jump shot. Now, the opposite man that came out has to flash across the middle. We look for him for a layup. All right, we want to get this basket and cut it back down to 7. Come on, let's go.
Okay, pump fake and power.
Get a stop here.
Let's go. Let's keep it up. 3 hustles. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, both coaches talked offense. Bobby Wolf says we need a basket here to break this string, and so he, again, reminded everybody of a play I'm sure they practiced a million times. But I think more important on defense, he's got to get these other players to help underneath. They've got a double team when the ball goes down because Westhampton is just simply taking care of a very simple offense. Down low.
Dennis Ryan walks it down court. Wildcats have to be very concerned the Canes don't pull away. Their largest lead, 40-31. Donahue on the transition.
Your boy Ford blocked that shot by Ryan. Recovered from defense and good help.
Quick hands inside. Jake Reeves picking up the loose ball. Brock Munch. Verdi with the rebound. Dave Verdi charging down court.
That's what they got to do. Got to make this game fast again. Get it wild. It's too much half court. This is the rhythm that Westhampton wants. Got to get back to the press. Full court, open court. They played too tough D here to play this half court.
They turn up the RPMs. Dennis Ryan tries to. Straight down the lane. Ryan will go to the line. Dennis Ryan, the ultimate point guard, says head coach Bob Wolf. Well, he will not go to the line. It's not a shooting foul. Bob Wolf can't understand why.
Nice
Verdi, good ball fake.
Oh, but can't finish. And that's been their trouble all year.
Donahue went up in the attic to pull it down. Hubbard. Lead pass just beyond Kevin Hubbard. The numbers on the season for Westhampton. Came into the game averaging 67 points. Their point differential, best in the county. Giving up just 41 on the season. Best defense in the county, differential 26 points. Number one. In fact, that's number one on Long Island.
Back into that half court defense, and this falls right into Westhampton's style. Every player's ready to play D. They're playing tough, forcing them out.
Shoreham had 29 points at the half. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. They've got 31. Make it 34. Kevin Colleran heard me.
But what made the basket? Ryan penetration.
Colleran 4 of 5 from three-point range.
What a great night for a senior, Walt, huh? Last home game before home crowd. Mom and pop here.
Oh, he's responding. Also responding, Brock Munch hitting the jumper. Kicks the lead back up to 8, 42-34. Frank, I agree. I think Shoreham's better off if they push it. Speed it up when they bring it down.
Got to get into a wild game. You got to get Westhampton making bad shots, etc. You're playing right into their hands.
Ryan feeds Verdi, pulls up. Hubbard with his third block. Possession belongs to Westhampton. (42-34). Westhampton Hurricanes last year, Class B county champs.
This DeMarco's doing a nice job handling the offense. Point guard. From off the bench is doing a great job. Getting the ball to the right people. Great feed. Oh, picture play. This is a highlight film here in the second half. I hope my folks at home are taking this because I could cut this film out and teach players how to. That was another great feed. You can see the coaching here, Walt. The man knows how to post up. He puts his hand up and the guard hits the hand. He just doesn't throw the guy the ball.
Rich Race. Ask Rich, why is Westhampton so good defensively? Number 2 in the county last year, tops this year. He says, well, we just got some quick guys. being very, very modest. He has a lot to do with why they are #1. In fact, over the last 7 years at Eastport, he had the best defensive team in the county. One year he gave up but 36 a game while at Eastport.
Definitely. It doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen. First of all, you got to convince the players you want to play defense. That's the first thing. If you can't do that, you know, no matter all the drills in the world.
Coach, I want to shoot.
Yes.
What's defense? I don't want to do.
Of course. But he's convinced them that's the way to do championships.
Sure enough, playoff bound this year. County champs last year. Shoreham Wading River looking to inch closer as we come to the close of the third quarter. They are down by 9, 43-34. Ryan kicks it over to Verdi. Verdi slices inside. Ryan on the follow.
Another block.
Kevin Hubbard has rejected shot after shot after shot. The 6'5" presence. And now Shoreham playing for 1. When they did this at the end of the second quarter, they wound up getting 4, thanks to Majeski's basket, steal, and second basket.
Great penetration again. Ryan does it well, but you got to finish it off. When you dish off, the man has to hit the basket. And
there you see John Ryan with the glasses. Yes, that is Dennis Ryan's father. John Ryan's brother was quite a basketball player in his day, played at West Islip. Dennis Ryan at the line, younger Dennis, the nephew of Dennis Ryan, averaging 21 a game, 100 plus free throws, second in the county. Second behind Rob Hodgson. And what's interesting is Dennis's uncle, Dennis Ryan, played behind Bob Hodgson at West Islip.
Isn't that interesting? Hey, there's a player that down the road in this poll, I bet is going to be one of those players you're going to read about. And we'll get a lot of mail. Phone calls, I should say.
We'll take both. We're not choosy. At the buzzer, throwing it up, Dave Verdi. It was tied at the half. Westhampton picked it up a bit in the third quarter, and they now lead 43-36, looking to remain undefeated. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network on Cablevision's Long Island 1.
Great store, clean, neat, and the sales help is wonderful, especially the pharmacists.
It's a beautiful store. It's a beautiful store.
He's a great store. I just like the store, period.
I'm a tough customer. The prices are great. You can get in and out in 5 minutes.
Keep it up. The prices are great.
You got a fine store. Keep up the good work.
Is there a Mr. Genevieve? Yes.
And we've been trying to service the customer this way for the 70 years next year.
We're members of the first ever Long Island Championship football team. But we never would have won if it wasn't for Steve Worth and the Long Island Sports Rehab Center.
Steve Worth, physical therapist of the New York Islanders, has been providing orthopedic and sports physical therapy to Long Islanders for 20 years. With his professional staff, Long Island Sports and Rehab provides the best personal care for all your orthopedic needs. Long Island Sports and Rehab gets you back in action.
Join me and my team at Long Island Sports and Rehab.
Fourth quarter underway at Shoreham Wading River High School. Wildcats trail by 7. This last fourth quarter for the Cats in front of their home crowd. They have one game remaining. This was to be their last game, but with all the snow, the game against Mount Sinai at Sinai was postponed until tomorrow.
Again, great penetration. Can't finish it off. It's got to be frustrating. Get that far penetrating, can't score.
Donahue fights his way inside, double teamed. Kevin Williams and Jake Reeves both try to shut down the lane on Pete Donahue.
What did they call here? I got one called jump and the other one called a foul.
Well, we'll call it a jump foul. Today's game being brought to you by Genevieve's Drug Stores. Genovese Drug Stores, 50 great locations across Long Island. Genovese will take good care of you. Today's game also brought to you by the Athlete's Foot. 8 great stores across Long Island. Nobody but nobody knows the Athlete's Foot like the Athlete's Foot. Walt Fowler, Frank Mulzoff, and Jimmy Cavallo courtside laying it in. The man who's doing it tonight for Westhampton, Kevin Hubbard, 19 points.
And he's doing it because he came off 2 or 3 screens and he got a perfect pass. It wasn't a case of him going one-on-one. Now that play has worked 4 or 5 times.
Colleran misses a rare three-pointer. He has 4 this evening. Donahue on the follow. Tyrone Ford. Bunch of bodies hit the floor hard.
Well, that's only the second outside shot by Westhampton. So you can see they're taking a good advantage. Now that's excellent coaching and discipline. The players are self-disciplined. They know what they got to do. Let's take advantage of our strengths, which is inside.
Well, Frank, you look at Westhampton, you say undefeated. Problem number 1, Pete Donahue, best player averaging 18 a game. They've done a good job shutting him down. Well, problem number 2, tonight, Kevin Hubbard picking up the slack, and that's what we talked about before. Any of these guys capable of putting 20-plus numbers up.
You're right, Walt. It's not one-man team.
Williams with a soft left hand, flangs off the rim. Down come the Canes. Holman feeding inside. Hubbard back out to Donahue. Along the baseline, Kevin Hubbard walks in. Foul before the shot.
Defense wasn't set. Gave him the baseline.
19 points.
19 points. He gave him the baseline. He's playing some game.
Came in averaging 12. 3rd year on the varsity. Also a pitcher and on the Westhampton baseball team. And basketball, though, according to his mom, who's in the stands tonight, basketball, Kevin's first love.
Oh, I'd love to see him at St. Joseph's. There's the 3rd outside shot, the first three-pointer.
Hoop Troop, gotta love that shot. Rock Munch.
Got it.
Drains the three-pointer. Shoreham Wading River wisely wants to talk it over. 48-36. 6:08 remaining. While they talk it over, let's us talk, Frank. Who are the top 3 players on Long Island?
Well,
lots to choose from.
Yeah, there's a lot to. I think there's 2 clear players, at least in my mind. Bob Hudson and Pete Donahue.
Well, that's Suffolk. In Nassau, you got to think Zendon Hamilton and possibly Norris Bell, Maurice Curtis.
Oh, God, pick 3. It's got to be tough.
Well, if you want to pick 3 at home, tell us who you think are 1, 2, and 3. All you have to do is give us a call. Viewer response hotline, 348-0545. This week's question, who do you think are the top 3 hoopsters, high school hoopsters on Long Island? And most importantly, we want to know why. All right, give us your reasons. We will have a sampling of your comments plus the top 3 on Cablevision's High School Sports Night, the week of February 14th. So call up. Say, I think maybe it is Zendon Hamilton, maybe it is Rob Hodgson, maybe it's Maurice Curtis, maybe there's someone out there, Frank, that we don't know about. They don't get the attention. You talked about Pete Donahue, one of the top players in the county, but because he's so far, he's out there, Europe somewhere, or up in Maine, being the East End.
Careful, you're in the East End now.
Right, I know. Well, I'm just talking in terms of perception. People, you know, the East End, it sounds contradictory, East End and Westhampton. However, being out there, maybe the East End schools don't get enough coverage.
I think this fact that now we cover out here, that it's great opportunity for the East Enders to get some publicity and some of their athletes exposed. I think it's great.
Well, along with that Westhampton, some of the other teams you got to look at as far as playoffs. Southampton having an excellent year. And East Hampton also looking very strong.
Pearson, Stony Brook. I tell you, keep an eye on those East End teams this year. And of course, you got one right here, Westhampton.
Westhampton has their hands full tonight. Shoreham Wading River looking to pull out a win in their last home game of the season. Right now, they trail by 12, 48-36, tied at halftime. Bob Wolf trying to work some magic.
Let's see if he goes into the press. He's got to shake it up. I don't think he can sit and play deliberate basketball anymore. 12 points. This is a fairly good foul shooter. This would be an excellent time now to put on a pressure defense.
Dave Verdi with the first points of the fourth quarter for Shoreham, the 5'1" senior. Bob Wolf says of Verdi, he does whatever you ask. Prototypical team player. Munch, nice feed inside baseline. Hubbard. Kevin Hubbard.
Nothing fancy, Walt.
He might pass his high. He's got 21. His high this season, 28 versus Bayport Blue Point.
Nothing fancy.
Strong to the hole. Dennis Ryan answers for Shoreham.
Defense was lazy on that. He should never get from the top of the key all the way in for a layup. There's got to be help defense.
Munch pulls up for the three. He's got 2 in a row. Brock Munch.
He's their best three-pointer.
6-foot senior.
Big guys are doing it. The little guys are doing it. On Westhampton. That's why they're undefeated, why they're county champions. But don't take anything away from Shoreham Wadey River. They have really played their hearts out and have really played a fine game.
Pulling up for three, Dave Verdi. Verdi, the infielder and pitcher on the baseball team, hits the three.
Who made the basket? Ryan penetrating, dishing off. Unfortunately, Shoreham Wadey River hasn't been able to finish it enough.
Verdi lunging for the loose ball.
They will go down to the end, Walt.
Shoreham Wading River thus far this evening, 5 of 11 in three-point range.
Shoreham Wading River will go right down to the end, scrapping, fighting, regardless of the score.
Majeski going way up top to pull it down. Tyrone Ford. This is Holman, Lamar Holman. Donahue outside Hubbard. Well, we haven't seen Hubbard out there much tonight. Spent the first 3.5 quarters down low. Very effective at that. Westhampton chewing up the clock. Up by 11. 3:30 remaining. Got to go get him. Majeski. Like the way Majeski plays on Donahue. Has the body on him.
Oh, nice spin move. Beautiful spin move.
Kevin Hubbard continues to eat up the Wildcats. 23 on the night, leading all scorers. And Frank, virtually every basket for Hubbard has been within 2 feet.
Yes, it has. That time Ryan penetrated, but again, he's trying to do it all himself. Got to dish it off.
Getting a hand on the loose ball. You see the hustle of Westhampton. What they didn't show in the first half, they are showing here in the second half. Ryan with a great fake on Hubbard. Nothing Kevin Hubbard could do. Ryan, I'm coming down on you. Can't stop.
It's a good thing he didn't try to shoot, because I think he would have gotten the ball right in the face.
Might have got injured as well.
Yes.
At the line, Dennis Ryan. Hubbard with 6 blocks on the night. That last one doesn't count. Dennis Ryan, great future, a great present too, averaging 21 a game, just a sophomore. You see the free throws, 99 coming into tonight, and he is now 7 of 7 from the line. To make it 106 on the season. Ryan also coming into tonight had a chance at the sophomore record in Suffolk County for three-pointers. The record is 51. Set by Dean Spitaleri of Santa Mauritius a few years back. Coming into tonight, Ryan had 43. He's got 1 game remaining with Mount Sinai, and with just 1 this evening, highly doubtful that he will break Spitaleri's record. Strong to the hole, Lamar Holman. Nice bounce pass, Frank, from who else? Pete Donahue.
You got to change of direction, but again, no help from the weak side. When you're in this aggressive, you got to have help from the weak side.
Colleran. He got every single one of his three-pointers to drop in the first half. Colleran has cooled off here in the second. Getting the arm on Lamar Holman. Charlie Majeski. Majeski with an outstanding defensive effort, though. Off the bench.
Coach, you know,
just a sophomore.
I think what we got to say here, they're going to read the papers tomorrow, and they're going to see Dennis Ryan didn't get his 22 points a game, and they're going to say, well, he had a bad game, etc. He's playing a hell of a game. He's played great defense. He's got a lot of assists. He penetrated well, fed off the other man who couldn't score. He's doing his job. And unfortunately, we look at those averages and we say, well, he had a lousy game. He didn't get his 22 points.
Frank, you look at the future, and it looks bright for Shoreham Wading River. We've seen the play of Majeski tonight, just a sophomore. Of course, Ryan is the key. He's their #1 player. He's just a sophomore. A number of other sophomores, Jake Reeves, Dan Kieran, Dan Virgilio, a big body.
And you got Mr. Williams back for another year. Now they can find one more big body on that JV.
The Hoop Troop. These guys stand the entire game. I got a feeling they walk from Westhampton.
Or jog.
They were looking to stay warm early. On their feet, ranting and raving. In fact, the Hoop Troop's rants get raves. 1:43 remaining, and right now it's looking like the Hurricanes will remain undefeated. 10-0 in league play, 16-0 overall. Big game for Kevin Colleran. At the line, Pete Donahue. Westhampton. The goal for Westhampton this year, obviously the first goal is a league championship, get to the playoffs, then a county championship. Should they get that far, they would love nothing better than this year to go a step further, and that would be winning the Long Island championship. Last year they lost to Roosevelt in the Long Island championship game at Stony Brook. Frank, you've seen some of the other top teams. I mean, where does Westhampton rank? We saw Floyd a few weeks ago, Southampton, Bayshore. What about a Westhampton-Floyd matchup? How do you see that unfolding?
I see that as that's a take it, even up game. It could go either way. I think the starting five of Westhampton a little stronger than Floyd.
Donahue to the hole. 17 points for Pete Donahue.
But you see how they're picking it apart. Shoreham Wading River is diving. They have to go get the ball, and Westhampton's taking advantage of it. Going back door, great passes.
Interesting too, Frank, they shut down Donahue for the second quarter and part of the third, yet he will finish with his average. He's averaging 18, he's got 17.
I'm going to tell you credit to Shoreham Wading River. Who's in there at the end here with 1 minute to go? The starting team. Richie Race has had to use his starting team the whole game, with one exception, DeMarco, the one substitute.
At most, Race might go 8.
Here comes another sub. 1 minute left in the game. So that's a credit to Shoreham Wading River and Coach Bob Wolf, and how hard his players played the game.
Ryan Seville, brother of Rob Seville, or excuse me, Tom Cregan, rather. Tom Cregan is checked in for Westhampton. At the line, Lamar Holman. Rich Race says, Lamar, the man who makes us go. Up and down the floor all game long. 61-44. Dan Kieran has also checked in for Shoreham Wading River. Hubbard, you can get fancy when you're up by 15 with 45 seconds remaining. A flash from Hubbard behind the back feed turns into 2 more points for the Canes. Cregan cleared for Westhampton. Holman, cross court. Down to 25. Westhampton.
Ski is still...
Are they the team to beat?
Ski is still all over Donio. He won't quit.
Charlie Majeski, second half scoring, and this has been the difference in the game. Westhampton has outscored Shoreham Wading River 34-15.
Shoreham Wading River was never able to get into a pressing type of game. They couldn't put the ball in the basket to set up their press. Didn't get a lot of foul shots, so they couldn't set up the press. So they were forced into, of course, the half-court game, and that's Westhampton's strength.
Count it down. Shoreham Wading River's season coming to an end. Here at home, they have one game remaining, one league game remaining against Mount Sinai. Cats put up a good fight, but will come up short. Westhampton up 63-44. The Hurricanes, the team to beat as far as the B schools are concerned. Dennis Ryan. I wonder if he'll put on another 20 pounds next year, Frank. Hey, they said he put on 20 pounds. Could you imagine last year, sixth man off the bench?
Skinny freshman. Well, what he needs now
before
is
that foul shot, Ryan was 11 of 11. Donahue at the buzzer. Doesn't make it, and it doesn't matter. Westhampton improves to 17-0. Shoreham Wading River finishes its season, or excuse me, tonight they now fall to 4-7 in the league with one game remaining against Mount Sinai. Final at Shoreham Wading River High School, Westhampton 63, Wildcats 46. We're back with post-game right after this. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network on Cablevision's Long Island 1.
A dozen eggs. Make that 11. A dozen donuts, plus one's a baker's dozen. A dozen pair of sneakers, plus one free. That's the Athlete's Foot family plan. When a family buys 12 pairs, earn one pair free. No time limit, no cards to carry, and no cost. Any footwear, including cleats, count toward your dozen. Choose from all the top brands, Nike, Reebok, Fila, LA Gear, and check out our exciting lines from No Fear and Starter. Put your best foot forward at the Athlete's Foot, the best service and selection known to feed.
I was a medium-level student in high school. When I went to BOCES, all of a sudden I became an A-level student. And for the first time, I enjoyed learning. Who would have thought that I'd be traveling around the world, servicing equipment, teaching people about leading-edge technology, going to a nuclear power plant, submarines. The education that I got at BOCES was really the basis for the career that I have today.
BOCES Tech Centers, the power to succeed.
Welcome back to Shoreham Wading River High School. Final score this evening, Westhampton 63, Shoreham 46. The Westhampton Hurricanes lock up the League 6 title. They are undefeated 11-0. Joining me right now, the star of tonight's game, 23 points, 6 blocks, Kevin Hubbard. You had a big game for the league championship. You got to be feeling good right now.
Yeah, it was a tough game because we're going for our 17th win in a row, which was a school record, which last year we had 16 in a row, and we're trying to break last year's record. And this is a big game because, you know, it clinched that we got first place all to ourselves, and we didn't want to have tomorrow night's game when we had middle place. If we lost tonight, tomorrow night would be do or die, otherwise we might tie with them. So we wanted to make sure we got this game out of the way.
Shoreham gave you a big game, especially in the first half.
Yeah, they came out really fired up. We didn't play extremely well defensively, They hit a lot of three-pointers, which helped them out a lot.
It seems like the book on this team, Donahue may be the main player, but on any given night, someone can put 20+ in.
Yeah, it's very true. Donahue's our star player. He can, he does it all: rebound, pass, shoot, defense, everything. But if they're like playing gimmick defense on him, and everyone else steps up. If I'm not having a good night, then Lamar or Tyrone or someone else, Brock's really helped us out down the stretch. End of the year.
Do you guys pay the hoop troop to follow you everywhere? Those guys are nuts.
Yeah, it started last year in the playoff run, and they just love it. They make up new cheers every time they come out, and they just so fired up. They get T-shirts, and they put it down as a club on the yearbook thing now. They're so into it, and they love it.
Join the hoop troop. All right, congratulations, Kevin Hubbard. Let me turn to another star this evening, Lamar Holman. And Lamar, you seem to be the spark defensively for Westhampton. You guys are #1 on Long Island in defense. How much do you practice?
Every day. That's what we can't win without defense. Defense is the thing. We practice it. We can't do any offense with defense, and that's where we get most of our points off the steals and stuff.
Last year, I believe you were #2 in the county. Is it a pride thing now? Like, hey, we've got to be best?
Yeah, because that's how we play our game. Defense hard all the time. Go out. That's what coach wants.
Regardless of your game against Miller Place, you're playoff bound. Is there any team you want as far as a rivalry? We want Southampton. We want East Hampton. I mean, who do you want in the postseason?
Anybody. That's not really we just want to play. That's all we came out to do is play.
All right, congratulations. Lamar Holman with the big game. Let's swing over now to Frank Molzoff with winning head coach Rich Race.
Well, I've got a familiar face with me. Richie Race.
Yep, it was a tough game tonight. I think we were a little overconfident at the beginning, and it took us a while to get into it. And there's been a lot of snow days lately, and we were out of sync.
They certainly were. They really got you out of sync, and they were playing a wild game. And then the last 4 points just before the end of the game. Now, let's talk about what you said at halftime. Now, remember now, we're on TV here, a lot of innocent ears here. Let's keep it.
I'm always great at halftime. I never say anything negative. But I did try and get the kids pumped up. We were playing very lackadaisical. The last 4 points of the half, we didn't look. We kind of like just, died out there in the last 10 seconds. And I think you got to look at Shoreham. I think Shoreham really hustled. Number 22 and number 30, I think it was Colleran and Ryan and Verdi, the 3 of them. They played a great game. They were tough. They didn't turn the ball over that much. They drove to the hoop nice. They moved the ball, and we got to give them credit too, because the first time we played them, we blew them out.
Well, also, I think your second half was a highlight film, and if you go home, you take it off the screen, and it's a highlight film because you played your half-court game. You had control of the entire tempo, and gosh, there was some great inside play and some great passes by your guards.
Well, we won 17 in a row, but there have been times this year where we just coasted, and I thought the first half we kind of coasted. And then all of a sudden we put together a half where we really look good. There hasn't been really a lot of games. When we get up by about 20, they seem to like go on cruise control, and they don't look to really put people away.
Yes, yes. How do you take this Miller Place game now? That's the last game of the season. How will you use it?
I like this. I like playing the second best team last game of the year. We already clinched the league. We can play nice and loose, and we're going to have our home crowd. It's a senior night tomorrow night, and I think we're going to have a good time. Well,
that's very good. Excellent, and good luck along the way, and I'm sure we'll see you at Stony Brook. Congratulations. All right, back to Walt Fowler.
Thank you very much, Frank. Final score tonight at Shoreham Wading River High School, Westhampton 63, Shoreham 46. For Frank Molzoff, Jimmy Cavallo, and the entire LISN crew, I'm Walt Fowler. You've been watching Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network on Cablevision's Long Island 1.